Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael Torphy.
I'm Reverend Valerie Torphy.
I'm Anji Kat, the musician.
I'm Anthony Pritchard, the moderator.
I forgot to unmute myself. I'm Dr. Ernestine Garcia, and I'll be doing the reading today. This is Jimmy, and this is Olivia.
Good morning.
Good morning. So let's begin with the opening evocation. If you would, just close your eyes and get centered, meaning turn within to that amazing life that is called me, that is called you, just waiting to explode in its greatness. I recognize that God is all that there is and is in through in all its creation, but not bound by its creation. It is the life of all life, the one life, that life that carries us through moment to moment, embracing the goodness of our own being that which we were created to be. I hold that for each and every person joining us today, knowing the truth of who and what we are, children of the Most High. And so knowing that this is our truth, we go from this moment on, embracing the goodness of our own being. And with a deep sense of absolute gratitude and thanksgiving, I now release this word, knowing it is complete, as is each one of us. And together we say, and so it is.
Okay, Grandma's going to have to do this reading.
So we have the wonderful Anji Kat with us today.
Yes.
And
Hello, everyone.
I know you got
Shall we
something
start?
wonderful for us.
I do. I have a beautiful song by my friend Denise Rosier. I think it's perfect for today. It's called Everything is Sacred.
Yeah.
Everything is sacred. Everything is filled with the divine. Everything is alive with spirit, with spirit. Everything is a wonder, unfolding right before our eyes. Everything is alive with spirit, with spirit. Everything is a blessing, bursting from the earth and sky. Everything is alive with spirit, with spirit. Everyone is sacred. Everyone is filled with the divine. Everyone is alive with spirit, with spirit. Everyone is sacred. Everyone is filled with the divine. Everyone is alive with spirit, with spirit. We are alive with spirit, with spirit. We are alive with spirit, with spirit.
Wow. That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song. Thank you. Thanks for bringing that to our center.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
we got some business to take care of, and we'll get back to you shortly.
I'll be right here.
Okay.
So the mission for the Center for Spiritual Living is to create an open, accepting learning environment that recognizes and embraces diversity, peaceful resolution to conflict in personal and community relationships, and to help make the world a better place. So it is. So check out our website, cslnorthmetro.org. You can go to contact us to get yourself added to the email list. You can request prayer, and we'll pray on your request all week. There's lots more information out there. The affirmations and the prayer are there each week. There's a blog by Reverend Michael out there, and lots of other good stuff out there. So today's title is Whole in One. And you've already met our wonderful guest artist today, Anji Kat. And the reading is from 365 Nirvana, Here and Now. It's edited by Josh Groban, and then it has individual people writing in it. And Ernestine is going to do that when she does the reading.
There she is.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be my pleasure to do the affirmations and then the reading. Usually they have the affirmations up for me, but oh, there they are. Okay, affirmations for the week of June 25th, 2023. Please repeat after me. These were written by Stephen Anthony. I raise the consciousness of all by embracing my oneness with spirit.
I raise the consciousness of all by embracing my oneness with spirit.
In each moment, I awaken to a deeper understanding of who I am.
In each moment, I awaken to a deeper understanding of who I am.
I lovingly enter into life knowing all is as it should be.
I lovingly enter into life knowing all is as it should be.
The evolution of positive change blesses me every day.
The evolution of positive change blesses me every day.
I find divine joy present in each experience.
I find divine joy present in each experience.
Infinite and unconditional love begin within my own heart.
Infinite and unconditional love begin within my own heart.
And together we say,
And
So it
it
is.
is. Okay, as Reverend Valerie said, wait, my turn. As Reverend Valerie said, the reading today is from the book 365 Nirvana, Here and Now, edited by Josh Baran. Okay. Nowhere does the Buddha promise a freedom divorced from the grist of everyday lives. The Buddha encourages us to remove the dust from our eyes. Nowhere does he speak of a disembodied, transcendent realm or experience. Awakening is here and now. Just a minute. Awakening is here and now in the stones of the rivers, in the sunbeams of the grass, in this very body, mind, and life. Nowhere is there the encouragement to annihilate life, but simply to let go of our illusions. In being both a mystic and not a mystic, being both a mystic and not a mystic, the Buddha ended the long schism between the sacred and the mundane, and the tension of being pulled in opposing directions. We are not invited to transcend the world, but to dive deeply into it and find wisdom. We are asked to be in the world, but not of it, to cling to nothing, to reject nothing. Awakening invites our acknowledgement that we are social, sexual, spiritual, embodied beings. Embracing our wholeness, we are alert to the doors of awakening offered to us throughout our life. We are Buddhas with amnesia, learning to remember ourselves. By Christina Feldman. And together we say,
And
So
so
it
it
is.
is.
Thank you, Ernestine.
Yeah.
welcome.
Now we get another good song from Anji Kat.
We're done.
Wonderful. Yes. The next song is by Ricky Byers called More of Who We Are. If you know it, sing along. I will meet you with my heart, heart to heart. Let us meet again, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are. I will touch you with my soul, soul to soul. Let us touch again, and then may we be more of who we are, more of who we are. I will meet you silently, breath to breath. Let us breathe as one, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are. I will touch you with my soul, soul to soul. Let us touch again, and then may we behold more of who we are, more of who we are. I will meet you silently, breath to breath. Let us breathe as one, and then may we become more of who we are, more of who we are, more of who we are, more of who we are.
I was just thinking we need to be saying, and so it is.
Yeah.
And so it is. That's right.
We could end so it is and clap.
Yeah.
That was
There we go.
absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely.
That was
Yeah.
amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Okay, it's our turn. Here we are again, and it's a wonderful day here in Thornton, Colorado.
It is.
And this title came through me as a play on words because, as you all know, in golf, a hole-in-one is a perfect stroke. You can't get any more perfect than that. That's the ultimate perfection in golf. And I compare it to our being, because we are whole in the oneness of all life.
Mhm.
We are whole in the oneness of all life. And in the oneness, there's a perfection that expresses as each one of us. And even though we're uniquely all different, the oneness is what we are created from. We are one in the whole, whole in the one. Each moment that we live from the wholeness, from the oneness, we're opening our lives to everything that takes place in the physical plane.
Mhm.
And doesn't always look like wholeness. It doesn't always look like what we think wholeness is supposed to be. But I'm not talking about the physical being. I'm referring to the eternal being, that which you were before you came here, that which you are now, and that's what you will always be, no matter what's going on. If you make a mistake, it really doesn't affect your eternal being, because you are more than any mistake you make. And you're consistently that one in the wholeness, that one in the isness. So if I call upon the oneness in my life and really focus on that's who I am, I'm whole in the one, then I'm a whole in one. And I can say the same thing for you, because it's true. There's when you're living from the wholeness of your own being, there's nothing you need to add. There's nothing you need to take away. There's nothing you need to change, because that eternal you, the whole you, is always the same. It's the idea. It's your idea of who you are that limits you from experiencing the completeness of being whole, the completeness of living from the one. I know that as I live from the wholeness, as you live from the wholeness, you will discover that things are different. You won't be you won't be afraid to take chances. You won't be in a place where you think you need to be safe, because you are safe. You are secure in the wholeness, in the oneness. There are times when you may drift away from understanding who you are and thinking that you're just this physical being on this physical plane, but that's just not the absolute truth. The truth within the absolute, because within the absolute, all that doesn't matter. You'll be more confident. You'll live more in grace, and those things that we call miracles will happen more often, because they're really happening all the time. We're just having to awaken to our experiences completely, because I can have an experience and think, oh, that was nice, but if I was living from the wholeness of my being, living and knowing that I'm one with the one, then it just makes that event more authentic, more powerful for us to remember. So when you're thinking that life is bad, why does this happen to me? Oh, poor me. When your mind is going to that place, then you have amnesia, as the reading said. You just went to sleep, because when you awaken, you're more than anything that's going on in your life. You're more than your mistakes. You're more than who you've claimed to be, because you are one with the one. Here's a good reminder that came through me when I was meditating. A reminder of when you're asleep. If you awaken, then you can say this to yourself, just to remind you who you are. So center yourself and just say, I am whole in the one. I am a whole in one, perfect, whole, and complete. I am whole in the one. I am a whole in one, perfect, whole, and complete. And just say that as many times as you like, until you feel it, until you experience it, until you move beyond whatever was going on in your life. Because there is a beyond whatever's going on in your life. There's a beyond the beyond. And that's a good thing. I liked this particular sentence that was in today's reading, because I can relate to it in a more profound way. And it's this. Embracing our wholeness, we are alert to the doors of awakening offered to us throughout our life. Embracing our wholeness, we are alert to the doors of awakening offered to us all through our life. And that's what I was just talking about.
Mhm.
When you awaken, you'll see things in a different way. And there'll be things in your life that you're experiencing that will take you into another realm. For instance, in my young life, I sought trying out different religions because I wanted to find a spiritual home where I could know God, where I could feel God, where I could experience God. I was young. That's what I thought. I wanted to find it outside myself. So I became a Catholic because that was the closest to it that I could find in all my experimenting with and seeking a religion. But then eventually I outgrew that, and I went back to seeking. And what I realized is I needed to get rid of the seeking, because it's the seeking that keeps you from finding. Let me say that again. It's the seeking that keeps you from finding, because once you awaken to who you are, then everything will flow to you with ease and grace. Everything will be the perfect whatever at the perfect time in the perfect space.
It's because the seeking is without, right?
Right. And as long as you are seeking, then you're preventing the reality of your life to bring it is whatever it is you need. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about things that were in the Science of Mind magazine in June. The Science of Mind Archives provides an article from Ernest Holmes every single month for the Science of Mind magazine. And this month's, I always read that first. I read other things in the magazine because it's really good and I recommend it. But this one really, really impacted me. This is from a radio show that Ernest Holmes did in 1951. And he had a regular radio show called This Thing Called Life. And he says, I am. When we say I am, there is a response to our degree, for in the very declaration about ourselves, it is not the limited human who speaks, but the universal mind. It is the infinite presence of good that speaks. When we say I am, we invoke the word of God, the Creator speaks. And he goes on to talk about when we say I am, the law responds to our thought. And that's really what our whole teaching is about, is as we think and as we say, we're actually creating that which we're thinking. And so there's always that law, that universal law that responds to our thinking. And so when we say, I am joyful, I am successful, like the universe is always saying, yes, yes. When we say, I am resentful, or I'm mad, or I hate, the universe is saying, yes. And so every statement that we make, whether we make it out loud or whether we make it to ourselves, the universe is constantly saying yes. And so as we talk about I am, we know that we are one with that universal presence that is everywhere present all of the time, that is always creating, that is always responding, and it's always responding to every inside thought, and especially to that which we speak out loud.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like being reminded that we actually have the power. We have the power to change our lives. We have the power to change our experience. We have the power to change our relationships. And we do it simply by, I am. I am grateful. I am thankful. I am experiencing my perfect life. And we can begin to really, as we catch ourselves thinking those negative things, thinking about what we don't want instead of what we do want, we can begin to catch ourselves and go, correction, correction, correction. I am perfect, whole, and complete. I am having the perfect day. I am accomplishing the things I need to accomplish today. I am picking the most important thing instead of, like I sometimes do, I pick the easiest thing and not the most important thing, and then I don't get it all done. So then I have the experience of criticizing myself. And what does that bring me? Oh yeah, more of what I don't want. And so as we practice and practice and practice, Michael's been in this teaching way, way longer than I have, but as we practice this teaching, things can just get better and better and better. And when things are going in a way that we don't want, we can go, oh yeah, what am I thinking? What am I saying? What am I embodying? And we have the opportunity right then and right there to catch what we're saying, to catch what we're thinking, to catch what we're doing, and remind ourselves who we are. It also says, I really, really love this. Our physical body is an organization of cells guided and directed and sustained by divine intelligence. This is the real self. But we would have no self unless there were an infinite self. This makes us each a cell in the universal body. He says, perhaps this is what is meant by the term, the body of God.
Mhm.
So when we start to think of ourselves as being a cell in the universal body and one with the body of God, oh my gosh, that gives me chills. We are one, a cell in the universal body and one with the body of God. Do you have more to say?
I'm just thinking about this idea of creation, which is what a great deal of our studies is, that we create our own realities.
Mm-hmm.
We create our future being, because everything I'm experiencing from, in other words, this thing I'm doing right now, talking and sharing what I know, everything that is a result of my past thoughts.
Yes.
It's brought me to this
Yes.
place where I am now.
Yes.
And the more I can focus in on the oneness with this room I'm in, oneness with Reverend Valerie, oneness with all those who are watching and listening to this talk, the more I can focus in on that oneness,
Yes.
the more I will experience that oneness and expand my awakening, because I see us awakening moment to moment, and there's no limit to how
Yes.
awake you can be, because ultimately the infinite intelligence that is you will be ever expanding. So there's no way that you can ever get there, because there's no there to get. It's always, even the universe keeps expanding. The universe is God. God keeps expanding, because any kind of limit wouldn't be the experience that we want to have.
Mm-hmm.
Once we put a limit on our experience, then we've stopped we've caught amnesia, to quote the book. And we want to stay awake as much as possible. And it all depends on me. It all depends on you. Even though we're in this world with everybody else, and anybody can be your teacher. Those two young children that was with Ernestine, they're teachers.
Mhm.
A stranger you may meet on the streets, a teacher.
That's right.
I remember walking my dog in Westwood, California, and I found this little pamphlet. And in this pamphlet was a writing by a Maharishi or a yoga I don't know, it was a Holy Spirit. And this person was talking about the process of being a vegetarian. And the way he explained it just reached my heart, and it changed my life from that moment on. And that was one of those things that I earlier talked about. What was it? Being on the threshold, being awake to, embracing our wholeness, we are alert to the doors of awakening offered to us throughout our life.
Mhm.
That was a door of awakening that was offered to me in my life. Now, if I just read it and didn't think anything of it, like, oh, what's this, and threw it aside, I wouldn't have had that door open. But the door opened completely, and I did become a vegetarian. And I'm not trying to sell vegetarianism to all you folks out there. I'm just saying that was a time in my life where I awoke even further, because it was what my soul needed. It needed to not eat the flesh of animals. And from that point on, everything changed.
Mhm.
I found the agape. I became a practitioner. I became a minister, and so on and so on. And that's what I'm saying. The whole in one is. Just remind yourself that you are whole in one. You are the perfect stroke,
Mhm.
that perfect being, no matter what's going on in your life.
I'm reminded of last week our reading. I've forgotten the name of the book right this second, but our reading was from an author, Lynn Grabhorn. And I love that book because she puts everything so simply. And one of the things she talks about is when you're outside watering your lawn or your flowers or your garden, and the water's not coming out, you look for a kink in the hose, and you correct the kink in the hose, and then the water flows again. And she compares that to us shutting down or not being aware of our oneness with God, and that we have a kink in our hose, and we're not accepting all the good that flows all of the time, whether we're aware of it or whether we use it or not. It's always there and it's always flowing. And so she invites us to look for the kink in our hose. And for me, that makes it so simple. It's like, what are those things that are keeping me from recognizing who I am? What are those things that are the kink in my hose that restricts the flow of good that's always, always, always coming? And so I invite us each to look at, where are the kinks in your hose? And I know I talk about this all the time, and it's one of our basic teachings. While we're talking about the hoses and watering, what we plant is what comes up. And so when we're planting those seeds in our consciousness, just like we're planting the seeds in our garden, if we're planting seeds of unhappiness, seeds of anger, seeds of discontent, that's what's going to grow. If we're planting seeds of love and seeds of forgiveness and seeds of recognizing our oneness, then that's what's going to grow. And so we just have the opportunity all the time to just be aware of what's happening in my life is happening first within, and it's always from within out. And so we have the opportunity always, always, always to expand and grow and become that which we came here to be and that which we came here to learn.
I love this. Just came through. What's happening is not happening to me, it's happening for me. And that just can change your whole outlook
That's right.
on whatever you're dealing
That's
with.
right.
It's not happening to you, it's happening for you.
Yes.
And it's up to you to discover what that for is. And when you do that, then another awakening will take place.
That's right.
And it's so good.
That is.
You want to pray?
I do. So I just invite you to take a nice deep breath. And as we're breathing in, recognize that we're breathing in God, and that God is the breather of our breath, the breaths that we're aware of and the breaths that we're not. That divine presence is always there, breathing the breath in and out, receiving the new and getting rid of the old. Always, always, always. And it's so automatic that sometimes we forget it. And that's our oneness with God is like that in our whole life. That there is only that one power and that one presence and that one life, and we are one with it. And so I just absolutely know that the love and the peace and the joy and the power and the oneness of that divine presence in our life is always present there. It's always waiting for us to open that spigot. It's always waiting and there present as we move through those things we call challenges into the light and into the love and into our beingness, as we learn to recognize that life is for us, that the things that we might call challenges are for us, that the things that are pleasant are for us, and everything is reflecting our oneness with God. And so in absolute gratitude for knowing this truth for myself, for Reverend Michael, for everyone present with us in the service today, and all of those who watch it later. We are one with each other, one with God, one with all that is. And in absolute gratitude for knowing that truth, I release it into the spirit of love. I release it into the action of the law. And together we say, and so it is. Amen, Amen, Aho, Ashe, and woohoo!
Wonderful. All right, let's do another song then. This is by Tom Kimmel called One Heart. Well, the storm on the ocean is the rain downtown. The sun shines somewhere when the night comes down. The moon's still dancing when the sky turns blue. And the love I'm feeling is the love in you. One heart, one mind, one love is with us all the time. One life, one light, one spirit in the world tonight. You know the clouds weigh heavy in the summer air. The wind shakes autumn till the trees are bare. The snow in December fills the warm blue sea. And the love you're feeling is the love in me. One heart, one mind, one love is with us all the time. One life, one light, one spirit in the world tonight. Find our way, make our peace, accept on faith things we cannot see. And carry on, see this through, one for all, for me and you. Now this song I'm singing goes a long way back. It's love's own engine running down this track. The light in the tunnel coming into view says the hope I'm feeling is the hope in you. One heart, one mind, one love is with us all the time. One life, one light, one spirit in the world tonight. One spirit in the world tonight. One spirit in the world tonight.
Oh, thank you.
That was so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't
Beautiful
think
song. Encapsulates everything you guys talked about.
Absolutely. I love that our musicians can just tap into the ideas without having to know them, because all I give you folks is a title.
Yep.
And week after week, musician after musician just taps in and has these perfect songs, and it's just so wonderful because we are practicing what we preach.
That's right. That's right.
So thank you.
It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank
love
you
it.
so much.
Thank
All
you.
right, we're going to do a little more business, and then we'll get right back to you for a final song.
Yay.
Sounds good.
So now's our giving time, and there are several ways to give. The Venmo code is right there. If you happen to use Venmo, you can use that QR code right there. And there are several ways to give. If you go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org, and go just a little bit down on the page, you can give right there one time. You can give regularly, but there are many options. And of course, we take checks and things like that. So our website's right there. I mean, our address is right there on the website too. And so we just invite you, if you usually say this, don't you? But I'll be quiet now.
No.
If this has been meaningful to you, if it's helping to open your heart, it's helping to change your life, if it's helping to make things a little better for you, we invite you to just share that by donating to the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro, so we can keep doing what we do, so that we can keep sending out that blessing to the world and receiving it back from everyone. So, okay.
So have the palms of your hand pointed towards the screen, which you're probably watching, which moves towards this basket, and just see that energy flowing from you to me, to Valerie, to our congregation, to all the folks that are watching, and then coming back to you, multiplied. And together, repeat after me. I am so thankful for the Spirit of God in my life.
I am so thankful for the Spirit of God in my life.
In this moment, I give from my heart.
In this moment, I give from my heart.
Knowing truly that the gift and the giver are one and the same.
Knowing truly that the gift and the giver are one and the same.
With this in mind.
With this in mind.
I let it be.
I let it be.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So, Anji, come back.
Here I am.
There you are. Oh, your glory.
So, one more song, and it's one that I wrote, and it's called "That's Who I Am," and it's based on a poem by Rumi that says, "You are not a tiny drop within a vast ocean. You are the entire ocean contained in a tiny drop."
That's
wow, that's lovely.
I hope that leaves you all with a little inspiration for your week. Here we go. Some days I forget who I'm supposed to be, and yet there's a voice deep inside. Will I choose to listen, open to what's hidden in every heart? A spark so bright. I am the light, I am the love, I am the faith that never gives up. I hide in the dark, I stumble and fall. I'm a storm of doubt when hope is lost. An ocean and a tiny drop, yeah, that's who I am. Look in the mirror, could it be any clearer? I am more than I see. I'm not just a number, I am here to discover, called to be everything I can be. I am the light, I am the love, I am the faith that never gives up. I hide in the dark, I stumble and fall, I'm a storm of doubt when hope is lost. An ocean and a tiny drop, that's who I am. That's who I am. Oh, I cannot hide one part of the whole. A symphony needs every note. I am the light, I am the love, I am the faith that never gives up. Oh, I am the light, I am the love, I am the faith that never gives up. I hide in the dark, I stumble and fall on the storm of doubt when hope is lost. Ocean and tiny drop, yeah, that's who I am. That's who I am. That's who I
That was so beautiful, Angie, and so perfect for today. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for having me. I'm so grateful to get to share music with all of you.
Oh,
We're grateful for you.
absolutely.
And we get you every month.
Yes,
That's right. That's
How
right.
good is that?
it is.
So,
Every fourth Sunday.
yes. So you got some business to take care of
Do I?
on Zoom?
Oh, yeah. I want you to join us on Zoom after the service. The Zoom is in the comments. You can just click on it and join us. And if you miss it there, go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org. And if you go to the calendar, all of the information about today's service is listed right there. And so you can just click on the Zoom link right there. And we really, really love to see you as we have a discussion afterwards. So
Yeah.
join us.
That's it?
Well, no, I'm hoping everybody will come back. And
Oh, yeah.
oh, good. Anthony put it up. Thank you so much. I think Ernestine has grandchildren and things to do, so she's not joining us right now. Anthony, thank you so much.
Mhm.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
I think we learn something new every time we get the opportunity to have you moderate for us. So
Yeah.
we really appreciate it. And thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
great.
you for your yes factor.
Yes.
Sure.
We'll see you next week too, right?
Yep. See you then.
All right. Can't get enough of that, Anthony.
Thank you so much, Anthony.
Yeah. It's great to be your moderator. Thanks for taking the ball and running with it.
Mhm. Wonderful.
Yeah. And again, thank you, Angie. You're just a delightful songwriter and a beautiful voice. And we're so
Thank you.
appreciative that you give of yourself to our service
Yes.
because it means a
Thank you
lot to
so
us.
much. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative, so grateful. Thank you.
So you want to try this out?
Yes. So once again, I just ask you to take a deep breath as we give thanks for this day, for the oneness that we have actually been able to embody in the service together. And we are so grateful for Anthony and for Angie and for Ernestine and for everybody who has been with us this day and everybody who tunes in later. I know that we each are blessed and we're the blessing. And so absolutely knowing that we go forth and spread the joy and upgrade our oneness, recognizing the I am presence always. And so I just say thank you, thank you, thank you, and release this word. And together we say, and so it is.
So it is.
As my teacher would say, go out and multiply the consciousness.
That's right.
Bye,
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.